Rocking with pettyblog.com.
It's your boy Silk D-O-double-G, and you are now watching the Petty Blog.
I can't be on the Petty Blog.
Oh my god, it just hit me. Petty and T. I was so dumb.
Oh, Petty.
So they already know that I'm dropping the T. So let's get right into it. In this video, we are going to give you a timeline of the recent events when it comes to plane crashes and those alike, like jets, helicopters, small planes, and what have you. Especially being that it seemed to have gone haywire ever since the ending of January. So let's begin. On January 29th, a Black Hawk jet crashed right into an American Airlines plane, killing 67 people. On January 31st, a medical plane crashed in the northeast of Philadelphia, which killed 7 people. On the 1st of February, an airplane struck a tug in Chicago, which injured the 64-year-old driver who was driving the tug that the airplane struck. He was in critical condition, but he has since been released. Thank God. The next day, on the 2nd, a plane wing caught fire at George Bush International Airport. Please get us out of here. On the 5th of February, 2 planes collided and the wings was clipped on ground at Seattle Airport. The next day, on the 6th, a plane vanished mid-air over Alaska and the wreckage was found, but unfortunately 10 people were killed. The next day, on the 7th, a plane crashed into a bus in Brazil, killing 2 people. On the 10th, a jet slammed into another plane, leaving 1 dead at Scottsdale Airport in Arizona, and the plane was owned by the singer Vince Neil. The next day, on the 11th, a small plane crashed into a wooded area in New Hampshire, but the pilot did survive. As a matter of fact, reports say that he made it out without a scratch. Wow. The next day, a military plane crashed in San Diego Bay, and again, both service members survived. Won't he do it? On Valentine's Day, a skydive plane crashed on flight from Sebastian to Palatka after it disappeared off the radar and was found unrecognizable. Unfortunately, the pilot passed. But mind you, the pilot had 50 years of experience, so everyone is baffled as to how this even happened, let alone how it disappeared off the radar.
50 years of experience vanishing from radar over Flagler County.
And all the skydivers who were waiting for their turn were too scared to try, canceling left and right.
They were counting on this plane to help get skydivers in the air.
The next day, on the 15th, a wife and husband passed away in a small plane crash in Covington Municipal Airport in Georgia.
There was no communication with that plane after takeoff. 2 people on board that plane died.
The next day, on the 16th, a small plane crashed into Woody Mountains, but there were no injuries. The next day, on the 17th, a Delta plane crash landed upside down in Toronto and everyone survived.
4 crew and 76 passengers. 17 injured passengers were taken to hospitals.
On the 19th, 2 small planes crashed in Arizona, leaving 2 dead.
At least 2 people are dead following a mid-air plane collision at an airport northwest of Tucson.
On the 20th, an Idaho helicopter plane crashed, leaving the pilot dead and 1 other injured.
Pilot who flew helicopters and airplanes, he had over 4,200 flight hours.
And on the 21st, an airplane made an emergency landing in Brazil after its nose was smashed in by a bird.
Bam! Out of nowhere.
Trust me, I'm just as confused. Some things just don't make sense.
A bird smashes into the nose of the aircraft, leaving it bloodied and battered.
And there's more. On the 22nd of February, which was yesterday, an 18-year-old pilot crashed in Anne Arundel, Maryland, and was taken to the hospital for his injuries, but his condition is unknown.
Police say the plane lost power mid-flight. The pilot taken to the hospital.
Wow. I'm telling you, these things are not making sense. Speaking of making sense, let's take a look at some of the reactions. This person said, "Yup, I'll be taking the Underground Railroad from here on out." This one, catching feelings, not flights, crying. This person said, "As a former flight attendant, this is not normal. It can't be that many mistakes back to back like this." Under that, someone said, "Okay, I'm not sure how so many of you don't know this, but the Biden administration had no air crashes. We haven't had a mid-air crash in 16 years, according to the FAA. Trump came in and fired FAA leadership, and things started. Then he fired more, and here we are." This person said, "They are not going to incite fear of flying to ground me. I shall be flying safely in Jesus' name." And I do want to say that a lot of people have that same mentality, and I get it, I respect it, but at the same time, people who passed away in flights were also children of God, right? I'm just saying, but I do understand. This person said flight tickets should be free at this point. Shoot, personally, I wouldn't take it even if it was free. And I'm not just saying that because of the recent events. Let me tell y'all a little bit about me. One thing about me, I will drive anywhere. I don't care if it's a 50-hour drive, I am there. I'll take a 50-hour drive over a 5-hour flight any day. Don't believe me, just watch. As you can see here, on the 12th of January, way before all of these things were taking occurrence, someone texted me and said, I'm going to book a vacation. What's the longest you'd fly on an airplane? I put, I will drive anywhere and beat you there, because for one thing, I don't like to fly. Yes, I've flown before. When I was a little girl, I had no brain cells yet. I couldn't really fathom that I'm really in the sky. But once I grew up and took a flight when I was like 19, it didn't make sense to me. Not to mention, I got very sick on a flight. And it was beyond motion sickness, okay? And then I tried to fly like 10 years after that, and I got so sick. Like, something about me in the sky, my body didn't like. So I have to respect it. As you can see here, it's dated October 6th. I wrote, shit, I'm scared as F of planes. As you can see here, March 24 of last year. Only problem with that is I fear the sky. So yeah, I really live the fact that I don't do planes. The last time I did get on a plane is because of an emergency. I had to go to a funeral and would not have made it in time if I drove there for 24 hours, okay? But y'all get the point. And to think, I've literally been called nuts, crazy to prefer driving over a short airplane ride. Wow. But get this, you're not gonna believe what is actually happening behind the scenes. Pilots are on strike secretly, as this is kind of on the hush-hush. What y'all are about to see is a passenger on a Spirit's flight who boarded the plane, as all of the passengers did, only to find out that they have to deplane because the pilot never showed up. Wow.
Y'all is not gonna believe this. So they board us on the plane. We're thinking we're gonna take off. The plane people are telling us we don't have a pilot to take us nowhere and that we have to get off the plane. So I get off the plane and I start speaking to some people, staff and everything. I just found out that pilots are going on strike because planes keep flying out of the sky. So a whole bunch of people are just sitting at the airport trying to motherfucking figure out how they're finna leave. I understand the pilots, you know, how they feel. My whole thing is, why the fuck would y'all make us board on a plane knowing there's no pilot on it? So now my ass is finna sit in Boston. I'm finna chill. I'm finna take myself out to eat, bitch. I'm finna pray and I'm finna book another airline. Cause bitch, Spirit's tripping. All the other airlines is falling out the sky. Like, y'all better please pray for me. Cause there's some real shit going on right now. And I think God is really trying to give us a sign. Cause this is not even, it's not even a joke no more. It really ain't.
So they made him board the plane knowing that the pilot was not there? Wow, they must have been wishing on the star that he would just pop up. But hey, can you blame them? These people have families too. They don't really know what's going on. Things are unexplainable right now. They want to go home. They want to be there for their wives, their kids, their children, their sisters, their brothers, their uncles. They want to be here. They don't want to be collateral to whatever is happening. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm simply delivering the news that's happening that the actual news is barely telling y'all. They're covering bits and pieces, but I'm giving you guys a little more detail. And as a matter of fact, I'm more than positive that I missed some of the incidents that recently occurred, despite this long timeline. So take this information how you want it. Just letting you guys know what's going on in the real world. Because of all of these unusual crashes, pilots are actually taking strike. They're not showing up to work. They're abandoning their jobs. And some of them are planning to quit because it's better safe than sorry, right?
Let me out.
But yeah, there you have it. What are y'all thinking? We really want to know. So leave your thoughts below. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that bell to join the notification gang. PettyBlog.com.